This is Gray Man Media content.
Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Oh, yeah. Hey, welcome to Wolf Takes a Bite. This is what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about Bloody Mary!
One type is about 3 feet tall, very dark.
To the search for truth, little grey men from outer space who actually abduct humans.
Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite.
Bonjour.
Ooh,
French. Did you like that?
Yeah. You've been studying hard.
Not at all.
Oh.
I've been doing Japanese, so.
Sifu play.
A, B, C, D, U, F, J. That's as far as I got.
Jati alouette sous parlez-vous. Jati alouette sous parlez-vous. Parlez-vous.
Baguette.
Snail.
Escargot.
Escargot.
Oh, we're off to a great start.
Absolutely. Now that I'm not high. Welcome back to another episode of Wolf Takes a Bite. I am John Wolf with my co-host Devin Green.
That's me, bitches.
And we are back again with another episode. Almost in time for a perfect dinner.
Oh, yeah, because Thanksgiving's
Tomorrow.
at
Or something like that.
when you're watching this, that's true.
Probably. Or you just had your wonderful Thanksgiving dinner with your family. Everybody's nice and clean until your little sister goes into the bathroom and starts screaming into the mirror.
Oh.
Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. Which I just did into a camera, which means we're probably going to all die now.
What is this thing you're doing?
I don't know, but I
That was-
like it.
It was okay.
It was not bad.
What you did though to tie that all together was pretty good, and then but you're doing this voice.
A voice?
thing. Yeah.
I always ruin it with my voice. That's what they say.
Anybody ever tell you have a face for radio?
All the time. That's why I'm doing a visual podcast.
Anyway, so we're learning about Bloody Mary, huh?
Yes, Bloody Mary. She was the first ever queen of England to rule in her own right. But her critics have long been... No,
Is it louder than normal?
it is. It's throwing me off. Do you hear it?
Yeah, I do.
It is fucking crazy.
Do you want to know what it is?
No. Yes. I mean, what?
It's the fan.
Oh, man. I mean, I can't hear it.
Yeah, that's all that matters. All right, should we start over?
No, the first bit was good.
So how are you gonna cut it together? Yeah, it's way quieter now.
Look to point 1, look to point 2, and 3. She was the first ever Queen of England to rule in her own right, but to her critics, Mary I of England has long been known as Bloody Mary. Now, why is this supernatural, you may ask?
I'd like to know. Say another P word for me.
Protection. Provided to you by Trojan Condoms.
Nope.
Camp sponsor.
You're allowed to sponsor us, but you don't.
Camp sponsor.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I guess you go to camp and they sponsor.
What are you saying? This is gonna be a weird one.
You mean your summer camp wasn't sponsored by Trojan Condoms? Because mine was.
Do you mean that you went to summer camp?
Yeah, many times.
Oh yeah, I didn't do that.
And they handed out condoms every time. It was a good time.
Yeah, I never went to summer camp.
They didn't know what to do with them.
I also, actually no, I did do the Bloody Mary thing once.
At camp?
No.
Oh, so that's normally where it happens. See, I'm tying it all back together again.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I was trying to move towards. Okay, what? Okay, so she burned a bunch of people at the cross.
Yes.
Protestants?
This unfortunate nickname was given thanks to her persecution of her Protestant heretics, whom she burned at the stake in the hundreds.
Hundreds, you said.
Hundreds. But is this fair portrayal of her? She was...
I thought you were about to be like, yes.
Maybe. She was a bloodthirsty religious fanatic that posterity had bequeathed to us. Now, while the hundreds died under Mary's reign, her dark legacy may have as much to do with the fact that she was a Catholic monarch succeeded by a Protestant queen in a country that remained Protestant. History, as they say, is written by the victors.
Could you imagine if we went this entire episode talking about protesters or whatever the fuck you said?
Protestants.
Yeah. That's the word you used.
During her 5-year reign, Mary had over 300 religious dissenters burned at the stake in what are known as the Marian persecutions. It is a statistic. It is a statistic which seems barbaric, but her own father, Henry, one of the kings, VIII.
8.
Oh, yeah, Henry VIII.
Yeah. Wait, that was her father?
It's a
Fuck you. Fuck you. No, fuck you. That stays in. That whole thing stays in. Henry VIII.
It is a statistic which seems
executed
barbaric.
81 people for heresy. For heresy, goddammit. Heresy. Heretics.
Henry VIII executed 81
Fuck
people
you,
for
bitch.
heresy. And her half-sister Elizabeth I also executed scores of people for her faith. So, why is Mary's name linked with religious persecution? Bloody Mary. Why is her name linked with religious persecution?
Probably because she killed 300 religious people, right?
For the most part.
Being burned at the stake was typical punishment.
For heresy.
Holy shit! I hate that image.
Why?
Show it here.
Why do you hate that?
That's terrible.
I love it.
You know they say that being burned alive is one of the worst ways to go.
Also, this is such a really interesting piece of art because it was done in pointillism with hatching. It's a really interesting technique that they used here.
I mean, it's something.
Yes.
All right, you can take it down now, John.
Okay. She, now, 8 things you may not know about Bloody Mary. Now, okay, let's take a pause here on the actual religious history. Pause, at the actual history. So, there is, if you don't know, supposedly you can summon this queen from the demonic depths of hell by staring into a mirror, lighting 13 candles, and repeating her name over the sink. As you do so, apparently she'll come through, haunt you, and kill you like the Grudge Girl.
Does it have to be 13 wicks or 13 candles?
I think it's just candles, wicks, whatever.
Okay,
preferably unscented.
Because there's...
Unless it's scented like flesh.
Well, I thought it would be fun for us to go try that.
Oh.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah.
Yes. After we finish the episode, we'll put that part right here. And because we're not tearing down all this shit and then moving and getting back again.
Oh, I figured we'd do it right this second.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Now we're back.
And if we didn't do that, that's going to be really weird.
Yeah. Do you have candles?
I don't know if I have... That's why I asked about the wick versus candle thing.
Do you have wicks?
Well, I have candles that have multiple wicks, but I don't know if I have... Okay, that's why I was asking.
We'll make an amendment.
Listen.
Unlike Mary.
Listen. The camera's not... It's not like they're going to be able to count out 13 candles. We could just get a couple of them, you know what I mean?
You just want to be in the bathroom with me and some candles.
Okay, and then you ruined it. Now we're no longer doing this.
No, let's go.
All right, so you got to have 13 candles. I didn't even know that when I was a kid. Because I did the Bloody Mary thing. You just have to repeat her name, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't do the
3
candle
times,
thing.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's witchcraft. So, I mean, you're summoning something. It's the rules of 3s and 13s. That's always a thing. Absolutely. And the candles are a representation, really, of, burning people at the stake. So she loves that.
She loves it. Big fan.
Why wouldn't she want to come over
Do they
there?
need to be candles made by Protestants?
I think that would piss her off more.
She'd probably love that even more. She'd probably be like, hell yeah.
Burn the
No,
bitches.
wait. No, you're right. She would be mad because then we were
Yeah.
helping the Protestants.
Yes, but apparently this only works. I mean, this might actually not work because I think I've done this before a few times as a child, and I
No
didn't
way.
die.
This doesn't work.
It doesn't work. But I'm not Protestant, so maybe that's what it is.
I have no religion, so like I could just
Become Protestant?
like really, really fast. How long do you think it takes?
I don't know. A Google search.
All right, so we'll do that. What else
Here's our results.
of the 13andMe that we did?
Ta-da! Anyway, well, 8 things you may not know. She had a lot of stepmothers, and she was born at Greenwich Place in 1516. 7 years.
Palace.
Yes.
Yes.
After 7 years after the 1509 marriage of her parents Henry VIII
Yes.
and Catherine of Aragon,
Yeah.
not the dragon,
I thought that was a dragon.
Yeah, it
What
was.
what is that from?
Aragon, the book.
Oh fuck. I look really dumb right now.
Mary was her Mary was her only child to survive past infancy, however, and in the 1520s, Henry, unhappy with his wife, hadn't produced a male heir, decided to end their marriage and wed Anne Boleyn, the sister of one of his former mistresses.
Oh no.
Then 1527, Henry gets around,
Yeah, he's making the rounds.
a Catholic, sought an annulment from the Pope on the grounds that his union with Catherine was incestuous and unlawful, since he'd been previously married to his deceased older brother. She'd been married to his deceased older brother.
He wasn't married.
So it was his sister-in-law that became her stepmother. They became the bearer. Blah 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 blah. The king broke Rome. Basically, the king broke with Rome and tied the knot with Anne in 1533. So within 20 years, he married 3 people.
Bro, that's a lot of people to marry, especially when you only lived at 40 back then.
Mm-hmm. And then he became the head of the Church of England. Henry VIII was a masterpiece.
Yeah, you want to talk about some accolades?
Yeah, really.
That man had them.
Mary's succession to the throne wasn't easy, however. Following her father's marriage to Anne Boleyn in 1533, Mary was declared illegitimate and removed from the line of succession to the throne. After Henry and Boleyn executed the couple's daughter, Elizabeth also was removed from the line of succession. In 1544, Henry reinstated both daughters to the line of succession behind their half-brother, Edward, born to the king's third wife in 1537. So I'm gonna kind of skip a lot.
Yeah, I was like looking at it and I was like, that's a lot.
Basically, a lot of fucking around, a lot of
Royal
in the
family trees are insane.
It's like a fucking stick. Straight.
It's like a game that they play around a throne.
like Game of Thrones.
Oh wow.
Wow.
I wonder where they got that idea from. I don't know.
So she was also said to be engaged at age 2.
Oh, so they just married her off like as soon as she was born, basically.
Yeah, she was 2 years old. I mean, this is actually very common, even in Game of Thrones, for them to marry children to people who are in their 20s and
You got to
30s.
strengthen the family ties.
Well, it's all about the heir, what you get, blah, 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 the dowry kind of thing. Making the family stronger.
Family ties.
Yeah, so Mary
Sounds
was...
like they need an 8-second car.
Oh, no. Whole nother episode. So at 2 years
Family.
old, she was engaged. For royals to marry, marriage was only about dynasty building and diplomatic relations more than love. So she was just 2 years old. Mary was set to be engaged to the son of the King of France, although the arrangement was terminated several years later, as the young princess was betrothed to her cousin, Emperor Charles V, who was 16 years older than her, however. Then she became queen, and she was engaged to Charles V's son, Prince Philip of Spain. More than a decade later, more than a decade younger than Mary, Philip, also Catholic, came to England to meet her for the first time in 1554. The pair tied the knot 2 days later at Winchester Castle.
Man, when you know, you know.
That's not how it was.
No, that she was in love.
She succeeded him and then later became King of Portugal.
Wow.
At 4.
Portugal, Spain, and Britain. We got all three of the big boys.
Mm-hmm. Her marriage plans basically sparked an uprising with Englishmen, and they attempted to overthrow Mary, fearing foreign domination if Mary wed Spain's Prince Philip. And anxious about the monarch's restoration of Catholicism, referred to by historians as the Wyatt Rebellion. So for one of the biggest things, around 100 people involved in this action were executed, trying to overthrow the throne.
Is that separate from the 300?
I think it's included.
Okay.
Yeah. She had a couple miscarriages, false pregnancies. Nothing really ever came of that. I think she was just... we're going to move past that. I don't have a right to talk about women's issues here.
I was going to say, that was quite a bit that you just glossed over right there. It's okay.
I don't think I need to talk about it.
I'm with you.
I don't think I need to talk about it. If you're getting pregnant at 12, you're probably not going to carry to term. Likelihoods.
Especially back then, shit.
I know. 1500s. We thought 1800s were bad.
This is at 1500s?
Yeah.
Oh.
In England.
My fucking God, dude. There was literally dragons scorching the villagers.
How does this turn into this? Like, how are we bringing Game of Thrones? You're just watching it now, aren't you? Are you watching
I have
the new
no
season?
idea.
Are you watching the new season?
I've never seen Game of Thrones a day in my life, but we did cover dragons in one of our episodes, and I know for a fact
in the 1500s
that those people, the villagers, are getting scorched.
Well, they were getting scorched because she actually had hundreds of people burned at the stake.
No!
Maybe not by a dragon.
Yeah,
but that would have been a cool way to go.
Yeah, it would have been cooler to... Man. Yeah, there you go. Halfway through the episode. That looks better.
Sure. No problem. That's what I'm here for.
All right.
She was also... She also resurrected the laws against heresy. As a result, 300 Protestants were burned at the stake.
Heretics!
Among these were Thomas Cranmer, Archbishop of Canterbury, an advisor to King Henry VIII and Edward VI, Mary's father and brother. Cranmer had declared the marriage of Mary's parents unlawful, so Henry could wed Anne Boleyn. He was among the list of people burned at the stake at her hand. She basically lost England's last territory in France. The Queen dealt a blow in 1558 when the French captured Calais and Port Town, referred to as the brightest jewel in the English crown. It was basically their largest gateway for trade. She just basically ruined the entire country.
Yeah, she was fucking shit up for sure.
She didn't know what she was doing. Not at all. If we could vote, I'm sure they would vote her out.
I don't think that's how monarchies work.
It's not. She actually ended up being overshadowed by her younger sister. During her 5-year reign, when her 5-year reign ended, she died during an influenza epidemic in 1558 at the age of 42.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. In the 1500s, they couldn't even survive the flu. You motherfuckers were dying left and right. Man.
So something weird about this is that her sister Elizabeth, who ruled until her death in 1603, her successor James I commanded that her coffin be placed on top of Mary's in a vault at Westminster Abbey, and had a large monument of Elizabeth erected at the site, while Mary only warranted a mention in an inscription on the monument. So, Bloody Mary, in her afterlife even, was getting fucked over.
Yeah, she was getting shafted pretty hard.
Really hard.
Yeah.
Like all those wooden stakes that she would tie people to.
And then she had to deal with all the slumber parties where fucking stupid ass bitches be summoning her from the dead. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
It's just ass, bro.
I mean, probably pretty annoying.
I mean, but she did set 300 people on fire, so I guess,
You deserve it.
warranted.
It definitely. There was Protestant martyrs became powerful folklore, and this is how we started getting to Mary's game, as that would say, possibly. If it's a game, kind of like a slumber party game.
Of Thrones.
Shut up. Now there's words I can't say anymore in my life.
Man, you can get fucked.
Yep. So first published 5 years after Mary's death, there was Fox's work was a huge success, printed and an enormous portfolio. The second edition was ordered to be installed in every cathedral church, and church officials were told to place copies in their houses for the use of servants and visitors. But by the end of 17th century, Fox's work tended to be abbreviated to only include the most sensational episodes of torture and death of Mary's life. And so the graphic accounts of previous Protestant martyrs submissively going to their painful ends at the hand of a tyrant became the folklore of English Reformation. Here's the ritual.
Here we go.
Historically, the divination ritual encouraged young women to walk up a flight of stairs backwards, holding a candle and a hand mirror in the darkened house. As they gazed into the mirror, they were supposed to be able to catch a view of their future husband's face.
What?
This is the ritual for Bloody Mary.
We can't do this.
Oh, yes we can.
We're not women.
Well, we know one.
We do know one.
There was, however, a chance that they would see a skull or the face of the Grim Reaper instead, indicating that they were going to die before they had the chance to marry. In the ritual of today,
Here we go.
Bloody Mary allegedly appears to individuals or groups who ritualistically invoke her name in the act of... That's a big word.
Yeah, you're gonna have to speak that one. Wait, just look up a synonym for it.
Catoptromancy.
You didn't even do it right.
Catoptromancy.
I love this show. This is the best show we do. This is my favorite.
Catoptromancy.
You better keep all that in.
Invoke her name in the act of catoptromancy. I can't say the P.
Woo! All right.
This is done by repeatedly chanting her name into a mirror placed in a dimly lit or candle-lit room. The name must be uttered 13 times.
I'm keeping track. I know what we
Okay.
got to do,
Or,
or what we already did,
well,
depending on the episode.
no, it's going to be after now.
Oh, okay.
We were talking shit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
All right, we're about to do it.
This is the voiceover of the video of us doing it.
Are you gonna do some kind of cheesy edit to make it look
Probably.
like? God damn it! I love this show.
So this is done by repeatedly chanting her name into the mirror placed in a dimly lit or candle-lit room 13 times, chanting the name. The name must be uttered 13 times or some other specified number of times. Usually 3. Bloody Mary apparition allegedly, see, I thought I was gonna do it and I didn't. The Bloody Mary apparition allegedly appears as a corpse or a witch or a ghost that can be friendly or evil. This is sometimes seen covered in blood, hence the name Bloody Mary. The lore surrounding the ritual states that participants may endure the apparition screaming at them, cursing at them, strangling them, stealing their soul, and drinking their blood, or scratching their eyes out, which they do come out of the bathroom. Some variations of the ritual call Bloody Mary by a different name, Hell Mary. Not Hail, Hell Mary.
So we'll try both.
And Mary Worth. Other popular examples. The modern legend of Hanko-san in Japan. You know about that. You're learning Japanese.
That means that doesn't equate at all.
Strongly parallels the Bloody Mary mythology. Now, there have been some phenomenon and cases actually documented during these things, these tests, these games.
Of Thrones.
Staring into this is a phenomenon.
Phenomenal.
Oh no, Mary. No.
No, please.
Staring into a mirror in a dimly lit room for a prolonged period can cause one to hallucinate.
Yeah, I was hoping that wouldn't be covered, because when you inevitably asked me what I thought, I was going to tell you that. But yeah, that's true.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah.
We're going to put it out there.
The brain tries to fill the... we started about 9 minutes. We're good. The brain tries to fill the void of the lack of information, if you will. So if you also isolate yourself from hearing, you will inevitably start to hear things as well.
You know, something I did in the midst of this research that was really interesting.
Did you do an isolation booth?
Kind of.
Okay.
So I turned on the shower, and Jessica got in the shower, and then I turned all the lights off.
Did you guys have shower sex?
No,
no. Because that's not.
No,
those two things are not the same thing.
No, it's not the same thing.
That's
well, no. I'm saying
what you did was separate from research.
Showering in complete, and so doing something as normal as like taking your shower. You know your bathroom. You know where everything is.
Yeah.
But being in there in complete, absolute, total darkness. And I mean, it's definitely a fuckery of your mind. Not even a candlelight in the room, just
like pitch black.
But that plus the water, like there's something moving, you can hear it hitting different things, like it just heightens your senses, and it's definitely a trippy experience. Like I could only do it for like maybe 30 seconds to a minute. Like it was not.
Dude, we should try an isolation booth. I bet we would freak the fuck out,
dude. I will kill. I will kill.
I will literally burn 300 Protestants at the stake.
Sorry to my Protestant listeners.
You have to have like what they do is they get like a pod and you float in water.
Well, those I've seen those.
Oh, okay, you know what I'm talking about.
In those sometimes too, but those are
they shut them off. Yeah,
I don't know if I could do one of those.
I'd freak out too, probably.
So it is called there is a strange face illusion that comes through that is believed to be the consequence of a discoactive identity effect. Now, basically, you see a different face on your face, or your face looks different to you because of the low light, and your brain is filling in at extreme amounts of speed, trying to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, because your brain is like, we're no longer receiving information, but there must be information because we have our eyes open, so let's fill that space. It's kind of crazy what your brain does. It's
and there is when you're doing shadow work and like you're working on yourself and you're doing shadow work, there is a myriad of ways of doing it, but that is one. But staring yourself down in the mirror and not losing eye contact with yourself, like that is also a really weird way to transcend into your own soul. Like it's something different.
It's literally your brain doing it, but like it's weird that our brains do that.
You know what I want to really do, though?
What?
I wanted to get a mirror that's an actual mirror.
What?
So mirrors, they reflect the opposite, right? But
you can't do that.
There is a mirror.
No.
There's a guy who made a mirror. I just saw it recently.
This is not real. This is not a real thing.
It is.
What?
He made a mirror that allows you to see yourself the way other people look at you. Like
that's what a camera does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
It still flips the image. If I put my left hand up and I'm looking at the camera, you're going to see that.
Your left hand?
Yeah, but you're talking about video. I'm talking about a physical mirror sitting in front of something that is literally this. It's looking at yourself from a third-person perspective.
The only way that could be is if it wasn't a mirror. It was screen and there was a camera capturing you. That's like, you're talking about a selfie.
I'm talking deeper than
that's
that.
That's not real, dog. That's not how reflections work.
Show how this reflection thing happens.
That's not how reflections work.
It's smoke and mirrors, Dad.
Yeah, it
could happen.
What it probably
make one-way mirrors, two-way mirrors. Why not third-person mirrors?
That's not how that works. If it wasn't a camera and a screen, it's probably a couple different mirrors. That's like taking one, and then you're seeing a reflection of a reflection. It's something like that.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
It's a reflection of a reflection. Yeah. That I could see. I could agree with that.
Would be really crazy.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that out.
It basically causes your brain's facial recognition system to misfire, and that's what I would like.
That's what I would like.
That's what I would like.
I would like to freak the fuck out.
Misfire my brain without drugs.
It already is, John.
Other possible explanations for the Bloody Mary instances are just illusions, usually attributed to, but at least partially to, perpetual effects of Toxler's fading, which is something you can look up, have fun, and possibly self-hypnosis and or aprophonia.
What was that last one?
Aprophonia.
What is that?
Aprophonia.
No, but what is it, though?
Look it up. Have fun.
Oh, okay.
Fine, I'll tell you.
I want to know now.
Oh, man, I guess for our audio listeners, I at least owe you that. Aprophonia is the tendency to perceive meaningful connections between unrelated things.
Holy shit. That's you!
Oh, what? No.
This is literally describing... Keep reading.
The tendency to perceive meaningful connections between unrelated things. Aprophonia was coined by a psychiatrist, Klaus Conrad, in 1958, publication on the beginning of states of schizophrenia.
We just diagnosed John!
He defined it as unmotivated seeing of connections, accompanied by a specific feeling of abnormal meaningfulness. I am meaningful, thank you, sir.
Bro, you just got diagnosed.
He described the early stages of delusional thought as self-refractal over-interpretations of actual sensory perceptions as opposed to hallucinations. Aprophonia is also come to describe a human propensity to unreasonably seek patterns in random information, such as can occur while gambling.
See, well, I don't know about that, but that is what I was going to say, is humans do have a tendency to try to find patterns in things. That's just the way our brains work.
There is patterns in everything.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I was going to say. All of our brains do that, but I think, you're not schizophrenic, but I think your dial on that specific pattern-seeking thing is turned up a little bit higher than everybody else's. You just got diagnosed, bro.
I don't like this show anymore.
This is the best one we do. I love this.
So there's been some debate. Not about my aprophonia. But there's been some debate on the identification of Bloody Mary and if she is based on a real woman. Obviously, we know she is. She's based on Queen Mary. A number of historical figures have been put forward as candidates for Mary, other than her, though.
Okay.
Including Mary the First of England, daughter of Henry VIII, which we talked about, who also... There's Elizabeth Bathory. She was also supposedly could be Bloody Mary. She's a 17th century Hungarian countess who allegedly tortured and killed around 650 girls and women, bathed in their blood, and was accused of vampirism. And Mary Worth, who was also identified as either a woman who killed slaves escaping the American South via the Underground Railroad, or a woman that was burned at the stake during the witch trials in the early modern period of Salem.
That second to last one?
Oh yeah, you want to talk about her? Should we look her
maybe
up?
Just a few seconds of it. You know, I'm just kind of interested now. 600 somewhat
50 girls and women. Yes, yes.
And
Elizabeth Bathory, Bathory.
It's my least favorite thing to do.
Elizabeth Bathory. She was alive during 1560. She was a Hungarian noblewoman. She was an alleged serial killer from the Bathory family. who owned land in the Kingdom of Hungary. The charges leveled against her have been described as by several historians as a witch hunt. She was supposed to be a very nice woman, but aside from that, legends describing her vampiric tendencies entails that she bathed in the blood of virgins to retain her youth, and generally recorded years after her death are being considered unreliable now, though. She is, in some instances, inspired. She did inspire Bram Stoker's Dracula, which was one of my favorite versions of Dracula stories. Like, I love Bram Stoker's Dracula.
I might have to add that to my reading list.
You've never read that? I usually make you read in high school.
Did you know I didn't go to high school?
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
So Bram Stoker's Dracula, yeah. I'm sure you just didn't get time to read it, but I mean, it's great. And they also do it at the Actors Theater too in Louisville. They usually put that on during this time of year.
Yeah, I like books more than plays.
A play is a book that you're watching.
No. That book is probably 12 hours long, and the play is probably like an hour and a half.
Okay. 2 hours. 2 acts.
That's a really, really, really short book. Like, that's a children's book. Harry Potter's longer than 2.5 hours.
Uh-huh. Well, Bram Stoker's Dracula is honestly not a long read either. It's actually really good. Anyway, yeah, if you know about Bram Stoker's Dracula, it's great. But this
17 hours and 34 minutes.
To read it?
That's the audiobook. That's having a professional person read it to you.
I feel like Jess could read that in half a day. Or like,
well, it's
6 hours.
Does she speed read or something?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Some people are better at it than others.
I would take about 15 days.
It would take me 15 days to listen to it. Probably more than that.
More than that.
It'd probably take me a month. I'm almost done with Man on the High Castle.
You should have to read this. That's all I'm saying.
It's literally saved.
Cool.
I got it.
I'm excited.
I'll talk to you about it when I'm done with it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's going to be good.
Well, that's basically it. So,
wow.
Bloody Mary.
So much.
So, I guess we're going to go try this. We got to find a woman and a candle and a mirror.
I think us doing it,
because we should have them. We should have Jess do that.
Why don't we just
the mirror
do it?
thing?
Why don't we just?
Because we don't have vaginas, Devin, and we're not virgins.
Neither is either one of the Jesses.
Well, we gotta pick a lane here.
Yeah, I think since we're the hosts of the show, maybe we just do it.
And we're gonna do the candle thing.
The camel thing?
The candle thing.
All right, thanks for listening.
If we make it out alive. Bye.
If you're an audio only listener, I'm sorry, you're gonna miss this entire next bit.
No, you're not. Bye. Okay. I forgot all the rules for Bloody Mary.
Something about Bloody Mary.
But we're going to 13 times. We got to say it 13 times. Right. Okay. And blood of a virgin?
Why don't you just start with saying Bloody Mary?
Okay, Bloody Mary.
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 Where we at?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody Mary.
It's a fake.
Wait. Stare into the mirror. Believe. Call the spirit forward. Come to us, O Mary of blood.
I want it.
Come to us, Mary. We call you into this bathroom of rapport and repute. This smells like shit. Let's get out of here. Whoa, really glad y'all stuck around to the end of that one. Let me tell you, if you want to see more content just like that one, you can go either here or here, but definitely don't forget to subscribe right here.